Hello, my name is Rick.
Ciao, I'm Millie.
And this is episode 29
29
of season 3 of
Yonks Ago!
It's like we never left.
Good to be back.
This is Yonks Ago, coming into your ears. Now what are yonks? They're kinda like years. Just a father and a daughter who want to know all about some people from Yonks Ago. Interesting people who did interesting stuff, but about whom we don't know enough. So we're gonna dig deep and find it all out. Yonky doodlers know what we're all about. Yonks Ago, hey, ho, hey, Yonks Ago, hey, ho, hey, surely. Wow, can you believe it?
No.
I know, it's almost unfathomable. Here we are, episode 29 of season 3, the Donnie B season. Mm-hmm. But geez, it's been a hot minute.
Got to keep people on their toes, you know?
Yeah.
Never let them know your next move.
That's right. So we're just an ambush podcast now.
Yeah.
You got used to us coming semi-regularly. I mean, to be fair, we were drip feeding towards the end anyway.
Yeah.
And when I say end, I say the middle. I mean the middle. But it's been 5 months.
Yeah.
Over 5 months.
Yeah.
5 months and a bit.
And like 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So we've kept, and we're right in the hot spot. We are right in the middle of the Bodyline Test series. We've set the platform. We're 2 tests in. And then we went, let's just take 5 months to just really get our act together.
It was getting a bit too hectic.
Yeah.
You know?
So
sometimes you just got to take a step back.
Yeah, look, if the Australian and England cricket teams could have taken 5 months in between tests, they would have, just to get their heads together.
Yeah.
Because that was, it was escalating. But they didn't have that luxury. So you've had 5 months. You're no longer a school student like you were during the meat and bones of the Yonks Ago back catalogue.
But I wasn't in January either, Dad.
I know, but it was
but
new and fresh.
more so now.
Yeah. Like you've really settled. You've got 5 months under your belt. Of really, because in January that's still standard school holiday time.
Summer holidays, yeah.
So even if you were a student, you would have still been doing nothing.
Sorry, Dad, you're actually confusing the Americans. January is winter.
Oh, no, yeah. I've got my seasons all confused. Shout out to all the American Yonky Doodlers out there as well. You are a beloved part of the Yonky Doodle family. So we've taken 5 months. You've settled in. Have you, I don't want to put any pressure on you, but have you secretly been studying audio engineering in the 5 months since we...
Yes.
If something goes wrong in the podcast, will you somehow magically be able to step in, fix it?
Not yet.
Okay.
I haven't graduated yet.
All right, it's a 4-year degree.
Yeah, it is. Like, I don't want to burn out, you know?
Audio engineering is famously taxing.
Yeah, I got to get all my skills before I, start putting them to use, you know?
Yeah. You don't want to leap out of the plane before you know how to fly.
Exactly.
Because you're just going to fall. And that, even if you're an audio engineer, that's going to make a horrible sound.
Exactly.
When you hit the ground. So learn to flap those audio wings. Hey, yes. I'll support you 100%. And hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing horrendous is going wrong audio-wise.
I don't think so.
I've got to confess, it's been 5 months, and even before then, I barely had a grip on what was going on. So a 5-month hiatus is definitely going to make me a little loosey-goosey in terms of how this... I didn't even really know how to, do the theme song. Hey, we got the prime numbered theme song in though.
Hey!
We remembered that.
Coming back on a prime number. You know how it is.
So it's almost the peak episode in Donnie B's cricketing drama. I guess the drama side of his cricketing life, we're at the peak. And so it does make good sense that it's a prime numbered episode. Mm-hmm. Perfect. So I guess we need, for our own sakes, to do a quick recap.
Well, yeah. I don't even know who Don Bradman is anymore. War Hero?
Yeah. He was once married to Nancy Wake. I think we established that. What we have forgotten is all the hilarious Yonks Ago in-jokes that we've developed over the course of the season.
No references will be made.
No. If you were relying on some sweet, sweet callbacks, we've got nothing for you. All I remember is we liked some guy called maybe Aaron Jackson.
Trevor?
Alan Jackson. There was a Jacko Jackson in there somewhere.
You know what now?
Well,
we can create more inside jokes and we'll probably just recycle some old ones, but we won't remember, so they'll be fresh.
They'll be fresh.
Yeah.
So we're clean slating our back catalogue of in-jokes. So let's just do a quick recap from what I can remember. I haven't even done my research. But the first two tests of the Bodyline series. So obviously the English had come up with their brand new Bodyline leg theory, which was technically within the rules of the game. So they weren't cheating, but nobody liked the look of it. Nobody liked the spirit of it. They thought it just was not cricket. They tried it out in the first test, which was Bradmanless. Because Bradman, there was a lot of stories, there was a lot of theories. Some suspect he was having a nervous breakdown, just working too hard.
Probably.
The public pressure of being Dodd Bradman had gotten too much for Donnie B. And he didn't even play in the first test. He said, you know what, I need a breather. He would have fit in really well in the Yonks Ago podcasting world, where we just take 5 months off if we need a break. He took a couple of weeks. But it meant he missed the first test, which the English cricket team, led by Douglas Jardine, who we branded as the posh guy, and he was happy to unleash Bodyline during the first test, even though Bradman wasn't there, and they dominated, much to the chagrin of the Australian cricket watching public.
Well, sucks to suck,
And what I don't think I did cover in our podcast so far is that Jardine had a signal when he wanted to call the Bodyline field, when he wanted to activate go Bodyline, go.
What was it? A dab?
He would put his hands in the air, 2 claps above his head.
Oh, hey, that's good. That's like a little dance.
Yeah. He was, if anything, the pioneer of TikTok.
Yeah.
Everyone was doing the Bodyline. Get online and do the Bodyline. And so in the first test, he's doing it, hands above the air, clap, clap. Everyone, just about every fielder goes to the leg side around the batsman and they do the Bodyline bowling, which is hard and fast and a little bit short at the body and the head. Hopefully they stuff it up. They normally did. And England comfortably won the first test. Then second test at the MCG, Donnie B comes back.
Yes.
Refreshed. Comes out to the first, in the first innings, out for a duck. Not even to Bodyline, just a good ball.
No.
He just stuffed up. But then he came out in the second innings, batted magnificently. Australia wins the second test. So it's tied 1-1. But the fact of the whole Bodyline situation means that the Australian cricket going public are ropeable. The Australian cricket playing public, the test cricketers, are also a little bit like, what's going on?
Yeah.
The administrators are like, is there a rule against this? There must be a rule against this. And it's hitting fever pitch. And that's where we join the third test in Adelaide. Now, there's also a little bit of political background that is fueling the whole tension around this cricket, this England versus Australian cricket. Because in Adelaide, a year before, there'd been massive protests as the unemployment benefits had been cut.
I see.
And there'd been scuffles between the unemployed and police in Adelaide a year earlier. And a lot of people blamed England for this whole situation because England had forced Australia to repay a bunch of debts that had led to the dole being cut. So everyone's like, England had come in, they've got shitloads of money, and they've come over to Australia and said, oh, you owe us some cash, give it to us now. And they're like, oh, come on, give us a few more years. And Australia have gone, no, we need our cash now. And so Australia had been forced to cut the dole, to cut social services. And so everyone's like, England suck.
Yeah.
And so this whole vibe has been going in Adelaide has been building over a year about how bad are England.
Yeah.
They come around here, they take our money, they make our life hard. They're so pompous. We're the working class. Show us some respect. And then that on top of the English cricket team employing Bodyline, which isn't technically cheating but feels like cheating.
Yeah.
And so
dirty play.
Yeah. Which, of course, they are doing because Australia had triumphed on the back of working class grit.
Yes.
And Donnie B leading the charge. And so Australia...
winning fair and square.
Yeah, 100%. And so we're in the depression is growing. So the economic downturn is causing a lot of pain. Bradman had provided a brief glimmer of light in that dark gloom of economic hardship. And now England have come, who we already hate.
Yeah.
And they're bowling short, fast balls with all their field on the leg side. This is nonsense.
Oh.
That's the vibe in Adelaide right now.
Aggravating.
They are absolutely sick of this nonsense. And so record crowds have turned up to the Adelaide Oval. Standing room only. Like they are packed in there like sardines. Like sardines watching Jardines.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So this is the backdrop of the third test as it starts. And so look, the police have already nothing's happened, but the police are there in numbers.
Yeah, they would, wouldn't they?
Here if you need, like they're there just in case. And so it's a powder keg waiting to explode. Yeah. And the Australia goes into bat first.
Okay,
that's where we're at.
Do we win the toss?
That's a good question. I'd like a question without notice, by the way. Look, I mean, to be fair, I should have done all my research.
Just wondering.
But I haven't. I feel like, you know what's happened in the 5 months? I think I've got to acknowledge who I am as a man, where I am in life, and accept the fact that I really should put my glasses on if I'm going to be reading, from this book, because I'm like, gee, it's hard to read this book. If only there was some way these words were easy to read. You know what would make it easier?
Glasses. Go get your glasses.
Wearing the glasses that I'm specifically supposed to wear when I'm reading. So I'm going to pause the podcast and just accept who I am now. All right, I'm back. I've got my glasses. I'm just making sure Millie's had time to readjust to the fact that she's got a podcast with me wearing my glasses, which is unusual.
No, you look good, Dad.
Thanks, Millie. I appreciate that. And lucky I did put my glasses on, and lucky you asked the question because I had it completely wrong. I had a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, you did.
And I chose poorly. Because England won the toss. Jardine, old Jardos.
What do you reckon? Heads or tails?
I reckon he always picks heads because people say tails never fails, and Jardine's like, tails can fail, and I'm going to be there when it does.
Yeah.
So he definitely went heads. He won the toss. It's Saturday the 13th of January, and they elect to bat, which is, it's up to him, but it does mean it lowers the stress levels because people are only really worked up when England are bowling their body line. So if England are batting, the police are like, oh, we can relax. Yeah. This is fine. Nothing too crazy is going to happen while England's batting. So it gets off to, which I guess some people would have been happy, but a lot of the crowd would have been like, we've turned up
for the show.
We've turned up en masse. We were wanting to get really stuck in and nothing to see here. So England are batting. They bat very well, and they get themselves to 341.
Very nice.
They bat all the way through the first day, and they get past lunch on the second day. So Australia end up batting at 3:15 p.m., 3:15 on the second day of the test. That must be January 14th.
Must be.
Just 1 month before Valentine's Day.
Capricorn season.
Yes. So all the Capricorns are ready. They know the vibe.
Yeah.
They know what to expect. And so they go out to bat. One of our opening batters, Fingleton.
Way.
Out for a duck.
He sucks.
Absolutely skittled. Bradman comes out next. First drop. So he's coming in at number 3.
Yep.
He comes out. So they're 1 for 1 at this stage.
Terrible.
And as he comes out to bat, the police start just filing. They just start heading out, ringing the standing between the spectators and the field.
I see.
There's just a ring of police without anything even untoward happening. They're like, we better, because we feel like this could kick off at any second. So as Bradman's walking out, they're all welcoming, but the police are filing out onto the ground, just to provide a little barricade, a little barrier between the crowd and the field. So the Adelaide spectators greet Bradman with gusto all the way to the wicket, and he bats just sensibly. At the moment, Gubby Allen's bowling. I don't know if you remember if we touched on this, but Gubby is the English bowler who refused to bowl to a bodyline field.
Love him.
He went, I also think this is a bit of nonsense. Yeah. And if you set that field, I'm not bowling. So again, he's also like, we don't mind Gubby Allen.
Yeah.
But then as soon as he finished bowling, Larwood comes on, and he is the demon. He is the fast bowling. If anyone's going to cause trouble, it's Harold Larwood, who it actually seems like he's a nice chap.
Yeah.
He's just a very fast bowler doing what he's told.
Yeah. Respect.
Yeah. And I do think he did end up with a lot of respect from the Australian cricketing public afterwards. But at this stage, everyone's like, this fucking guy. Excuse my language. And then in the first over that he's bowling, Bradman gets off the mark with a single.
Nice.
So Woodfull.
Cheeky single.
Bill Woodfull, who I think is our captain. Yes, he is our captain.
Yep.
Woodfull's facing. And the last ball of the over.
Oh, no.
And this isn't, the bodyline field hasn't been set yet. No. This is just still because the ball's new. Nothing to just give the bowlers a chance to bowl proper cricket.
It's just the introduction.
Yeah. And he bowls a fast short one that gets up, rears up on Woodfull, hits him in the chest just above the heart.
Oh, no.
Woodfull drops his bat, staggers away from the wicket, clutching his chest.
He's going to die.
Shocked silence followed. And then the crowd erupts in absolute mayhem. Players and umpires gathered around the stricken batsman. He's lying on the ground. Abuse is hurled at Larwood. Bradman thought the crowd was so incensed that it might well invade the ground. Lucky the police were there.
Yeah.
And then Jardine sidles up to Larwood and he says, loud enough for all to hear, well bowled, Harold. Oh, Jardine. He's happy to play the villain. Well bowled, Harold.
Wait, so that wasn't a bodyline one?
No, that wasn't a bodyline one.
That was just him doing a cheeky one.
Just good bowling.
Yeah.
That's just good cricket, but got him in the chest.
Got to dodge those ones.
And look, if it hadn't have been the powder keg environment that it was, people would have been like, jeepers. But as it was, they're like, what are you doing? Try to kill him. We're going to get you. And so, but look, he didn't die. He's fine. Took him a while. Took the wind out of him.
He just should have worn a chest guard.
I mean, this was before.
It's his own fault.
Yeah, people just didn't even know how much protection you needed in these days. No helmets, no nothing.
Nah.
And so Woodfull picks himself up, dusts himself off. He's a bit pale, a bit unsteady.
Oh, dear.
He walks back to his place at the crease, which calmed the spectators a little. They're like, thank God he's not dead.
Did someone check him out?
Oh, yeah, he had, but back in those days, no doctors or nothing. So it's like, you right, buddy? And he's like,
he's a Band-Aid.
I guess I'm all right. But he's pale, bit shaky.
Okay.
But the fact that he's gotten up and he's ready to bat again, the spectator's like,
okay.
All right. But that was...
Strike one.
Yeah. And then Larwood goes back to his mark, keen to have another bowl, because he's like, I'm bowling pretty well.
He just doesn't care, yeah.
And as he goes to start running in, the captain says, wait, hands above the head, double clap.
Absolutely not.
So just after he's whacked him down, he's gone, let's double down on this mayhem.
I see.
Time for the body line. And so then 6 players automatically take up their position around the batter. And when this move dawned on the crowd, they roared once more in fury.
Yeah.
They're like, are you kidding me? You nearly killed him. Now you're going to attack him specifically?
Brutal.
And so Larwood, just doing what he's told, uncoils himself again into his graceful run, delivers a sharp bouncer, which knocked the bat out of Woodfull's hands. The crowd turned mob.
Oh, dear.
So now the police are having to hold him back. All right, it's getting hectic.
Oh, dear.
Someone
tell this, what's his name, Sardines, to just chill out.
The spectators were so wild at this stage that Gubby Allen, who was one of the leg side fielders, who was near the leg side umpire, said to the umpire, could you please leave me a stump if the crowd comes over the fence? And the umpire said, not in your life, mate. I'll need all 3 myself. They're having a laugh. But also planning their defence should they come to bodily harm.
Yeah.
It's a good environment. It's good fun times. And look, by luck more than design, it was Allen who was bowling at the other end, as we said.
Yeah.
So every time Allen bowled, that took the pressure off. Everyone calmed down. Yeah. We all like Gubby Allen. He was refusing to bowl if there was bodyline. So, because if they had been bowling bodyline from both ends, it could have got worse.
Yeah.
Like the pressure wouldn't have eased.
Yeah.
And if there's no easing of the pressure, it's going to explode. Mm-hmm. So thank goodness Gubby Allen was in there holding the line.
Yeah.
I reckon he deserves a medal.
Do you?
No one.
Let's go back in time.
No one gives Gubby Allen the respect he deserves for being the little pressure valve.
Yeah.
That allowed the crowd to calm down. And all he was doing was being a good bloke.
Yeah.
I mean,
just decency, really.
Yeah, there should be a good bloke, a good person medal named after Gubby Allen, because he didn't do anything special. He didn't do anything amazing, nothing. But he just said, that stupid thing you want me to do, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And there would have been pressure from the captain.
Yeah.
When the captain says, nah,
yeah,
I get to set the field.
And then, other people in the team would have been like, oh, yeah, no, he's kind of right.
He's right. It is nonsense.
Yeah.
All it takes is one good person.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And it has a good effect.
Yeah.
So I think Gubby Allen in all of this needs a little bit more recognition for being the little quiet hero.
Yeah. Because Larwood, he's not a bad dude. I don't know him personally.
No.
But he's not bad either.
No.
But he was going with the flow.
Yeah. He went, these are my orders. I've got to do it.
Yeah. Which, no change.
Yeah. That's it. Change can't happen.
No positive
if good
change.
people do nothing.
Exactly.
And Gubby Allen was a good person doing something.
Exactly.
And it didn't have overwhelming change, but I feel like just even reading this bit, it had a little bit of change.
Yeah.
Like he helped in some small way. So hats off, Gubby Allen. Will be look. Maybe we need to start awarding some sort of. Maybe after each episode, one of us gets the Gubby Allen Award for being just a good podcaster. Who will it be?
Homemade award?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Slay.
Yeah. It's like I'm going to use dried pasta is the only thing I know I'm definitely going to use.
We had that little cricket bat.
A little cricket bat. I mean, he was a bowler.
Whatever.
But it's I mean, hey.
Doesn't mean he didn't bat.
Wow.
Just a symbol.
That attitude is not going to get you the Gubby Allen Award. Okay. But look, we're both still in the running. So look, it's all building. The pressure cooker environment is definitely happening. And Bradman is Bradman's out there batting as well. He's something about leg theory.
Yeah.
Made Bradman bat a little weird. Like, he was always a fairly aggressive batsman. He liked to score quickly.
Yeah.
But I think we talked a little bit. His response to Bodyline was to dance around the pitch a bit.
Yeah,
a bit more like your modern day cricketers do.
Steve Smith.
Yeah. People don't really raise an eyebrow these days, but back then it was a very weird sight to see someone moving to the leg side, to the off side, trying to change the line of the delivery. It was a very unusual sight, as was leg theory. So he was like, well, if they're going to do something weird, how about I do something weird?
Yeah.
But it meant he was always trying to be aggressive with every ball.
Yeah.
Because he'd sort of made the decision, no matter what happens, I'm going to jump around. And once you've done that, you're already in an aggressive mindset.
Yeah.
So he was pretty much like all or nothing Donnie B.
Bit risky.
Yeah. Yeah, it was all risk and with little chance of reward.
Yeah.
Obviously, the second innings in Melbourne, he batted, made a century. And so the risk paid off.
Yeah.
But it just means you feel like in this battle, England are winning.
Yeah.
Even if he's scoring runs, because their whole thing was to how can we make Don Bradman not the crazy, he's scoring 300 every time he comes out to bat. I feel like they are winning even if he does score runs against them because they've changed the way he's approaching batting. And so he's out there. He's faced 17 balls. Australia are 1 for 18 and then he goes out.
Oh, no.
He's Larwood. How did he get him? Larwood got him out. And I think this was the first time that Larwood had ever gotten him out in 15 innings bowling to him.
Whoa.
He just bowled a good length ball and so it wasn't even a bouncer. It wasn't even a dangerous ball. And he just clipped it off his legs and got caught at one of the, one of the crazy fieldsmen. So they were bowling to a bodyline field, but it wasn't a specifically nasty delivery that got him. But because he was batting with that weird attitude.
Exactly.
He just, he
He's off
clipped
his
it in the
game.
air.
Yeah.
Which is the aggressive way to do it, whereas Donnie Bradman was much more likely to hit things along the ground back in the day.
I remember.
And so he hasn't made many runs. He's out for 8.
Terrible.
He's
really.
out for 8 in this pressure cooker environment. And so then Ponsford comes out joining long-suffering Captain Woodfull, who's just been getting hit from here.
Geez, these people have good names, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like you don't see names like that anymore.
No, we don't. And these... Where does Australia get to? We get to about 212 or something.
Okay, so average.
Yeah, I think by the end of the day, we didn't get that much. 100 and something.
Terrible.
And it's been a pretty wild time. And so Woodfull goes out.
Oh dear.
He's 51. But Gubby Allen
He's
bowls him.
51?
Not 51 years old, although he might be. I don't know what cricketers were like back then. But he's 50. He got to 50, even though he nearly got killed.
Yeah, true.
So he's done all right for himself, the captain. And then Gubby Allen bowls him, so no shame there.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing sus going on there. Just good bowling from a good bloke.
Yeah.
And so Woodfull heads back to the dressing room, and then the English team manager, who was a polite diplomat, who secretly had no time for Bodyline. He didn't like it.
Yeah.
His name was Mr. Warner.
Way.
And so he came into the Australian dressing room to extend his sympathies for the injuries that the Captain Woodfull had received.
Yep.
Being a good sport. But the captain, who was also a very polite, lovely chap.
Oh, no.
He said, I don't want to see you, Mr. Warner. And then he said, there are 2 teams out there. One is trying to play cricket and one is not.
Oh, hey.
It is too great a game for spoiling by the tactics your team is adopting. I don't approve of them. It might be better if I do not play the game.
I agree with him. He's made some good points.
And so, look, for Woodfull, who's a polite, quiet chap, respected across the board, to say, in these days, that's a strong statement. He's like, this is nonsense. I don't even want to play cricket anymore. Thanks a lot. Get out.
He said it in a nice way, though.
Oh, I know. Look, but back in these days, that was basically spitting in his face.
I see.
He said, I don't want to see you, Mr. Warner, which today just seems like a nice way of saying, that's just that's just establishing boundaries. But back then, may as well have punched him in the face. And so this final remark, I might be better if I do not play the game, indicated that Woodfull was considering not letting his team play on. They were just going to be like, we're not playing no more. This is nonsense. We've had enough. And so Warner left the room distressed by this breakdown in the normally polite harmony between the 2 teams. And so later on, this conversation got leaked to the media.
Yeah.
And so that statement became public, and Woodfull was absolutely gutted that because this was meant to be a private conversation. And he thought Fingleton, the opening batter, hang on a sec. Yeah, I think he thought Fingleton, the opening batter, had leaked it. That was the thing, because I think he was a journalist by trade.
I see.
So they were all like, Fingleton.
I would have thought he would thought that Warner did it, and that would create more tensions.
Yeah, but now that I've said that, I feel like I've got that completely wrong.
Oh, do your research, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm right. Yeah, Fingleton, okay. Jack Fingleton. Yeah, because Warner was approached by a journalist, Claude Corbett. Warner was upset that the remarks had leaked to the media.
I see.
And he asked the journalist, who told you that? And Corbett said, Jack Fingleton. So, look, he's named his sources.
Yeah.
But maybe it was a little distraction, because Jack Fingleton, till the day he died, maintained that it wasn't him that leaked it. It was, in fact, Donnie B. He, till his dying day, on his deathbed,
goodness.
They were like, you've got one final chance to confess that it was really you that leaked it. He's like, it was Don.
I believe him.
Bradman.
I believe him.
Yeah, I mean, so do I.
The little that I've learned so far about Donnie B is that he's a sneaky little monkey.
He probably just paid that journalist to say it was Fingleton.
Oh, 100%.
Let's be real.
Yeah. They're going to sacrifice Fingleton all day to keep Donnie B safe. And so now this is a little bit of, undercurrent. So now the public have heard this, that the captain's upset, doesn't want the game to go on. The captain hates Bodyline. All of this stuff, again, fuels everything. Australia goes out to bat again. They're 5 for 131 at this stage.
Okay.
Struggling. They're still 210 behind England's first innings.
Yeah.
They battle on. They get to one more. I think there's one more. Hang on a sec. No, there's 7 for 212. And Oldfield, I think his first name's Bert. It's got to be Bert Oldfield, surely. That rings a bell, even if it's not.
I've got no idea.
Bert Oldfield, which I don't know him, but he sounds like a nice guy.
He sounds like a G.
Yeah. Not good enough to get the Gubby Allen Award.
No.
Not that great. He's not that good a bloke, but he sounds like you'd like him.
Yeah.
He'd tell a good story.
Yeah.
Gather around. Bert Oldfield's going to spin us a yarn. And so he's headed out there. Lovable Bert Oldfield. Mm-hmm. And he has decided to go for the run. So he's gone out with a bit of a swashbuckling attitude.
Yeah.
And he's got to 41 quite quickly. So a little bit of rearguard action. Everyone's like, how good's Bert Oldfield? And I'm like, yeah, we've been trying to tell you, Bert Oldfield is lovable. And so Larwood comes back on. Jardine's like, should we go the clap? He's like, no, not yet. Wait. So they haven't got the Bodyline field in place.
Okay.
Larwood's just out there bowling. He bowls a bouncer, pitched middle and off, and Oldfield, full of swashbuckling attitude, goes to hook the bouncer, missed it, hit in the front of the head.
Oh, dear.
Right smack in the head, and he goes down like a sack of spuds.
Oh, they don't wear helmets, do they?
No helmets back in the day. That's just Larwood.
So he could die. Like,
full pace,
for real?
ball in the head.
That's not great.
Captain Woodfull comes dashing out of the dressing field, runs out there.
He knows what it's like.
And he helps escort his semi-concussed wicketkeeper. Oh, it's a wicketkeeper. Bert Oldfield.
Obviously, he's a good lad.
Yeah. So escorts lovable Bert Oldfield from the field amidst angry booing of Larwood.
Yeah.
Oldfield had a linear fracture of the right frontal lobe.
That's not good.
Cracked the skull.
That's not good.
Oh, mate. And he was out of the match. And so people are going nuts. He diffused the tension a little bit by saying publicly that he blamed himself for playing the hook shot and he didn't blame Larwood for hitting him. And it helped as well that the Bodyline field wasn't in place at that time. So that helped keep things a little calmer. But just everything in this game is fueling the fire. And so the Australian Cricket Board of Control now decides to act on Bodyline by holding a press conference and sending a telegram to the MCC, which is the Marylebone Cricket Club in England, the home of cricket.
Yeah.
And they say this is their message.
Don't care.
Bodyline bowling has assumed such proportions as to menace the best interests of the game, making protection of the body by the batsman the main consideration. This is causing intensely bitter feelings between the players as well as injury. In our opinion, it is unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
Unless stopped at once, it is likely to upset friendly relations between Britain and Australia.
I mean, they said it.
Again, it doesn't sound like they've gone too hard, but that is, for the day, that's almost a declaration of war. They basically said, your team's unsportsmanlike, which back in the day, you've really...
Wait, are they talking about England?
Yeah, they're saying England's playing with unsportsmanlike.
But who said that?
The Australian Cricket Board.
I thought you said
no. This is the message we sent. This is the message we sent.
I get you now.
To the MCC. Yeah. So that's beef.
Yeah,
they're starting beef. And so this gets out. The wording amounted to what appeared to be an ill-considered overreaction. So this lays the groundwork for a little bit more beef.
Yeah.
Back on the field the next morning, England comes into bat, and bloody Jardine just goes into, look, we've got a decent lead already. I'm just going to bat boring for a while.
No fun.
Slowly make some runs. So they put the brakes on and just let's just do some uninteresting cricket.
Yeah.
Let everyone calm down for a bit, and we'll get an unassailable lead.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was going well for England. Australia couldn't get them out. All seemed lost for Australia, and then Captain Woodfull, decides to bring Donnie B on for a bowl just before the end of the day. His first ball was a terrible full toss, which Hammond attempted to hoik, missed it, and he was bowled for 85. Bradman, worst ball in Test cricket, gets himself his first ever English Test wicket.
That's embarrassing.
And that was the end of the day's play.
I see.
So they came out the next day, and England batted on, ended up with a lead of 532. You'd have to say they cannot lose from here. So then Australia comes in again. Fingleton out for another duck. That's a pair for Fingleton. Absolute pair.
But he ain't no snitch.
And then Ponsford comes out. Is it Ponsford? Yeah. And Ponsford comes out, but he goes, and so now Australia's 2 for 3.
Woo!
When Bradman comes to the pitch. And once again, Bradman is batting like dancing around madman. But this time he's having a bit more luck. He gets easily past 50. He gets to 50 off about 60 balls.
Nice.
And then he's just cracking like he gets to 66, I'm afraid, before it's all over.
Oh, no.
66. And he is caught and bowled by Verity.
Oh, my favourite wicket.
Verity.
Caught
and bowled Verity. I got you, Donald, says he. And so, look, Australia were pretty much done and dusted.
Yeah.
It was an exciting innings, but was it the innings that Australia needed?
No.
66 off about 70 balls when you're chasing 532.
No.
I don't think it is, Donnie B. So once again, hats off to England for turning Don Bradman into a foolish batsman who cannot make good cricketing decisions. And so then England goes on to win this very fractious Test match by 338 runs.
Wow.
Which is a massive win.
Yeah.
And now they are 2-1 ahead with 2 more Test matches to play. But 2 days after this big win, the MCC, the English Cricket Club, replies to the message from the Australian Board of Cricket. And they say, we, the Marylebone Cricket Club, deplore your cable.
I don't know what that means.
They hate it.
Oh, okay.
We absolutely think it's disgusting. How dare you? We deplore it. It's deplorable. We deprecate your opinion that there has been unsportsmanlike play. They're calling BS.
Okay.
They're like, rubbish. Where's your proof? We have fullest confidence in captain, team and managers and are convinced that they would do nothing to infringe either the laws of cricket or the spirit of the game. We have no evidence that our confidence has been misplaced. Much as we regret accidents to Woodfull and Oldfield, we understand that in neither case was the bowler to blame. If the Australian Board of Control wish to propose a new rule or law, it shall receive our full consideration in due course. We hope the situation is not now as serious as your message would seem to indicate. But if it is, such as to jeopardize the good relations between English and Australian cricketers, and you consider it desirable to cancel remainder of programme, we would consent, but with great reluctance.
I see.
So they have come back again, just as hard.
Yeah.
They're like, bullshit! They're like, oh, you want to quit? Oh, you want to quit? Quit?
Yeah.
Quit? Huh? Or if you don't like the laws of the game, which they are playing within, and you want a new rule that protects your batsmen from being wusses, propose the rule. I mean, we make the rules. and we'll consider it. So go ahead. And look, if you want to stop playing, fine. Have a cry, have a sook. We'll let you stop.
They're like, you guys are chickens.
Yeah.
You're chickening out.
That is the vibe of this. It's like, have a whinge.
Yeah.
You lost, and you're having a whinge, is what the MCC is saying. And so, and that brings to conclusion the third and spiciest test match.
We need to win the next two to win the series.
Yes, we are 2-1 down in this contentious Bodyline series. I don't see how Donnie B is going to get his head on straight. Who's going to have a word to Donnie B? And say, do you want to remember how to bat?
Jackson.
I mean, yeah, where is Archie?
Is he still alive?
Yeah, I would send Archie Jackson out there, crutches and all. Just get him out there wearing shorts so that they can see the pussy boils on his legs. Because that'll put them off their game.
Yeah.
Nothing puts a bowler off their run up like pussy boils. So
I've always said that.
It's time. No, it is. It is your motto. It is looking increasingly difficult for Australia at this stage. Just the English plan to upset the Bradman way of batting is winning, but at what cost? At what cost?
Fractured skull.
Yeah. Everyone but Bradman seems to be paying the price.
Yeah.
For
Bradman's just leaking private conversations.
Yeah. Yeah. Bradman's gone dirty dog mode.
Well, allegedly.
Allegedly. If you believe Jack Fingleton, which I do, hashtag stand with Jack.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's got no reason to lie.
Nah. He was runner-up in the Gubby Allen Award many times.
Yeah.
As being a pretty good bloke.
Yeah.
Just not quite good enough.
Not very good at cricket, 2 ducks.
No. 2 ducks in the one match is at least 1 duck too many.
Quit worthy.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, it's hard to come back from. It's hard to justify your place in the team.
Yeah.
What do you win the team for? I bat. How many did you make? 0. What about in the second innings? No. Whole game. Not one. Didn't make
I mean, if you can take a good catch as a fielder, or cheeky run out.
Oh yeah, that's your only hope.
Yeah.
What do you? I play cricket. Oh yeah, what position? I just field. Just a fielder. Do you have bat? Yeah, but I don't score. I never score. Zeros across the board. But cheeky runouts.
Yeah.
Heaps.
Runouts every innings.
Yeah.
You can count on that.
Yeah. Because I wonder if you'd be a better run-outer if you were able to throw your voice a little bit like a ventriloquist. So you could say, convince one of the batsmen that the other batter had called them through for a run. Like 2 in that. Yep. Like that. But make it sound like it's coming from the other batter to lure them out of their pitch. Yeah, lure them out of the crease. It's got to be. I mean, it's probably not in the spirit of the game, but at this stage, as long as it's not explicitly breaking the law...
There's a hole in the market. I mean,
ventriloquist fielders. 2 in that. Yep. I mean, come on. So if you are a ventriloquist looking for a career change, I'm suggesting there it is.
Yeah. And you've got like an average sounding voice, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like a real,
Yeah, I can't think of the word.
Yeah.
It's on the tip of my tongue. But just just the average voice. What is that
like
word?
A bland kind of...
Yeah, that's not the word, but it's describing the word.
Yeah. Uninteresting, boring. No.
You're going in the opposite direction. It's all right. Just you've got that voice, the word. Yeah. You've got that voice.
Standard.
Yeah. You've got a voice that you could change.
It could be...
It could be someone
any
else's voice.
Yeah.
You don't have a unique voice. Oh my God. And you're a ventriloquist.
You've got broad range in your voice of sounding like the most amount of people.
Yeah.
I reckon most cricketers end up sounding fairly similar.
also, if you're in the heat of the game,
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh yeah, that was my guy saying that.
Well, look, we have been recording for quite some time, but who knows when we'll record again.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
5 months worth.
Yeah, this is, and it was, we can't be splitting the Adelaide Test match of the Bodyline
not.
series into 2 parts.
Radelaide.
Yeah. So, look, we've come up with some great new ways to revolutionise cricket via ventriloquism. Oh, you will also need to be good at running out people.
Yeah, but I mean,
Ventriloquism is only part of part of the skills you need. So, if you are a good ventriloquist who also has a knack of being able to hit targets with a ball that you throw
yeah,
fairly reliably,
yeah.
then I think then you've definitely got a red hot chance.
Yeah.
But on the plus side, you don't really need to be able to bat or bowl
Yeah, exactly.
because that's not what you're there for. Mm-hmm. You're there to trick the batsman
Yeah.
and to run them out.
So, do you reckon you'd put them like at the last end of the batting? I don't know how many numbers there are.
Yeah, tail ender. Yeah, like they go in at 11
Yeah.
after the bowlers.
After the bowlers.
Yeah, I want them to be even worse batters
Yeah.
than the worst the bowler who's the worst batter.
The only thing they're good at
Yeah.
is running out and ventriloquism.
Yeah, they do not even. They're not allowed to practice batting ever. If you're in
exactly.
there as a specialist fielder, that's all you're allowed to be good at.
Yeah.
And so if you score, every run you score is negative from your team's total.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go in there and accidentally score 4 runs, -4.
Yeah.
That's the new rules.
Surely you just like if you just hit something, you just don't run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. It'd be a fun end to the game where the bowling team is suddenly trying to get you to score runs.
Yeah. That's good. I'd watch that.
All right, we better leave this here, and we'll see you in 2023 when we come back for the. That would have been the perfect place to do the bit, but I panicked.
Don't worry. Keep it going.
Okay, but it is good to be back. It was fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully there was no sound issues.
Yellow swag if there was.
Yeah. But the degree has begun. The audio engineering certificate will be
it's on the
laminated
way.
before we know it.
It's on the way. Next episode.
Next episode. So more like 2025.
Yeah. What can you do,
But hopefully you enjoyed this return episode, and you look forward to patiently waiting for the next episode of Yonks Ago.